you. I'm going to the dance with my mom after.
Oh. How have you been doing this week?
I'm doing okay. Better than last week.
That's great. Do you remember what our confidentiality agreement was that we discussed a couple weeks ago?
Yes, but very vaguely.
I'll read over our contract again, just to refresh your mind.
Okay.
So it says here that we agreed that everything that we say in this room will be just between us if I feel that you are a harm to yourself or others. If you start to feel uncomfortable or uneasy at any time, you would just clearly say stop, and you can decide whether or not to continue the session or if you felt that you cannot go through with the rest of the session. You clearly say that you do not want to bring your parents into any of the discussions unless you initiated the conversation about them. You stated that constant eye contact makes you uneasy, so for me to write things down instead of constantly keeping eye contact would help you more throughout the session.
Yes, I remember now.
Okay, perfect. So what happened last week that made it better this week?
A lot, actually. My brother came back home from Africa and visited me for a few days. He told me about everything that was happening up there and what he was doing to help. He really inspired me to do more to help. Even though I don't really have the resources to go somewhere like Africa, that doesn't mean I can't help out in my community. I mean, one small step at a time, right?
Yes, that's exactly right. One small step at a time, pacing yourself throughout the process. But wow, it seems like you've had a really good week. What is your brother doing in Africa?
He is rebuilding houses in schools in a small community. He helps provide families that can't provide for themselves. One day, he even walked to the nearest water hole, 18 miles away, just to bring back some water for a boy who had been injured.
Wow, that's quite the adventure for him. Seems very thoughtful of him to do that for the injured boy.
Yeah, Roger has always been a big sweetheart, doing stuff like that for others who aren't able to.
You have quite the brother then, don't you? That type of characteristic can be very difficult to come across these days.
Yeah, I'm kind of lucky in that way.
How long is your brother down for?
Just a week, unfortunately.
Oh, are you sad to see him leave?
Yeah, I'm sad to see him go all the way back to Africa, but I know that's what he's doing there is good. So even though I'm sad to see him leave us again, I'm happy that he's going.
How do you think about your daughter feels about her uncle coming and going?
She's frustrated and often angry with him.
Does she understand what he's doing in Africa?
No, she just thinks that he keeps walking out of her life again and again.
So she feels that her uncle is being disloyal to her.
Yeah, I guess that's one way of putting it, but she is only 4. She will learn what's going on eventually and understand as she grows up.
So you think this is just a phase for her? Interesting. Have you tried sitting down and explaining to her what her uncle is doing up there in a way that she might understand?
Well, what do you mean?
I mean, maybe she would understand if you use role play. Like maybe with some of her Barbies, she might understand better if she actually can see what's happening.
I've never thought of it like that. That might actually work.
How about you try doing that this week, and we can talk about how that went next week during our session.
Sure.
Back to you wanting to help out your community. Have you thought about what you can do?
I've just had a few thoughts on the idea, but I don't really have any solid plans yet.
Do you think that we may be able to brainstorm a few options and see if any of them can work for you? Maybe see if your daughter would like to help you out as well?
Yes, I'm really hoping that Sydney would want to help me. Do you have any ideas?
Maybe by Sydney helping you help the community, she would better understand what her uncle is doing over in Africa, as well as the role-playing plan. There are a few possible community outreach programs that you may want to join. Would you be interested in a team effort program?
Yes, most definitely.
I can list off a few outreach programs for the Kingston community and area. Did you want to choose just one for this week and see how well that goes for you?
Absolutely.
There is COPA, that's the Community Outreach Program in Addictions. There's Kingston Interval House, Providence Care. Any of these standing out for you yet?
I think that the Kingston Interval House might be a good first try for Sydney and I. Do you have the contact information?
Yes, I absolutely do. You are going to need to contact Lisa Fox. You can contact her by phone at 613-546-1999. 1833, and her extension is 38. I'll write that down for you before you leave.
Perfect. I'll try and contact her early tomorrow. Thank you so much for your help.
It's no problem at all. I'm always happy to help in any way that I can. You seem like you're pleased with the way that this session has been taken. Do you think that we have covered all that we can this week?
I'm very pleased with this session. I feel that we have made a break through my unusual slump. I will take what we have discussed in this session and try and act on it this week. I'm looking forward to our next session and seeing where this coming week will take me.
I hope that this week is as good for you as the last week was. I'm glad that you're so excited to put these plans into action, and I'll be in contact with you throughout the week to make sure that you're doing fine and have had no issues contacting Lisa Fox. I look forward to meeting with you again next week, and I hope that you have a wonderful week, Lori. Bye for now.
Bye.